Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video we're going to look at the SOTA Street Fighter Round 1 SAGAT figure. Now this includes all three variants. They're all the same sculpt. They almost all have the same accessories. It's only really a difference in paint. These two regular figures come with two sets of hands, a fist for each hand, and an open hand for each side. And he's got two heads. One laughing head and one mean head. This one doesn't come with the alternate hands or the alternate head. Just that head and the fists. Okay, we'll talk about that guy in a minute. These two are literally the exact same other than the paint app on the shorts. That's really the only difference. So let's talk about this guy first to get everything technical out of the way. Then we'll talk about the paint differences and move on. He stands 8 inches tall almost exactly. This guy is definitely on my top 5 list of my favorite figures of all time. He's a great figure. Super awesome. There's really just so many good things to say about this figure. But let's get into it objectively first. Paintwork and sculpt work. The paint is top notch. There's nice shading throughout all of the flesh tones. There's really nice dry brushing and texture painting on the wraps, and that goes to show the sculpt again for the musculature and the wraps. It's really just about perfect. The scar is sculpted well. It carries through the articulation. It's painted well. The face sculpted perfectly, painted very well. You know, paints are only going to get so good on a $15 figure, but they really did do a good job overall. Sculpt work on the shorts is really nice. The wrinkles are great. Not so much shading on these, but it's still decent. Really the only problem I have with the sculpt on this guy is the feet. The toes look pretty weird. But the nails are painted on the feet and on the hands. And there's knuckle texture and everything like that. So overall it's just really fantastic. It carries throughout all the other ones. The paint on the bloody one is particularly exceptional. We'll get to that. But this guy, it's really the exact same paint job other than the orange and green. So we'll get to that in a minute though too. Articulation wise, the head's on a double ball peg. So pretty good range of motion. Up and down's pretty good. Side to side, it rotates just fine. You're not going to get too much of the lateral movement, but it is there, so it's not bad. Ball disc shoulders with a bicep swivel built in there. Pretty good range of motion for a big guy. That's mostly because of the size of the ball disc. It's really big, so it is taking up the bulk rather than the top part of the shoulder or the bicep. So he still pretty much has full range, which is really good. Single jointed elbow, but you get 90 degrees out of it. Wrist swivel and wrist pivot. The hands obviously just pop off at the swivel. He has a really good ab crunch. Goes forward pretty far, goes back pretty far, and all throughout the sculpt is not hindered. Of course the scar doesn't line up perfectly as you lean him back, but it still goes through, and when you lean him forward it doesn't line up, of course. There's only so much you can do with plastic and not real skin, but it is still there, and the sculpt work on the back is really good. He has a waist twist, so that's nice, of course. T-jointed ball disc hips, somewhat limited by the bulk of the thighs, but you can still get them forward decent and to the side all the way, so that's okay. Thigh swivel, double jointed knee, full range of motion, little bit of ugliness in the knee, the way the cap recesses into the rest of the leg, but it looks really good standing up. He has a single jointed ankle, of course, cut joint for the rotation in the foot to give him the pivot, and then toe articulation, which is decent. It's not the best, but I have had him standing on just the one foot, on just the toe. Of course, this one's a little bit loose, but I have done it before just on that joint alone, so it's not too bad. And really, for a figure this size, it's kind of impressive. So really good figure, easily one of my favorites. This version is just really the shorts that's a difference, and it does look good. So it's really up to you which one you like better, of course, but they're both equally well done. As far as the exclusive 2-pack goes that got canceled pretty quickly, again, it's really the same. He's got blue shorts, except this time he's got the orange striping instead of the yellow. and they painted the little tag on there. I need to go back and check to see if that's supposed to be painted. I don't think it is, but they might have just missed it on this one. I'm not positive on that. So if you know, go ahead and post it in the comments. But it's been forever since I looked at these guys, so I don't remember, to be completely honest. Anyway, this guy it's the same sculpt, but the paintwork is really well done. The scar on his head is darker. There's shading throughout his eye to make it look like he has a black eye. His scar is freshly red instead of actually looking like a scar. And there's some pinkish red shading around it, so that looks really nice. There goes the cat meowing. He's got blood on his bandages and on his knuckles. Really, really well done. And then again on the wraps on the feet. So it looks really cool. And it's just a really, really nice display piece to go with the Ryu from the Bloody 2-pack as well. So there it is, guys. There's Sagat, all three versions of him. Let me know which one you like the best and what you think about this figure overall. And make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the figure reviews from the Street Fighter line and other customs and other figure reviews and other good stuff. In the meantime, keep collecting.